I'm here with Dan Barlette, Jr. He is the CEO of Above the Standard Procurement Group. Dan, if you can please tell us about the services that you provide.
Thank you, Paul. I appreciate you having us today. Above the Standard Procurement Group is a global provider of holistic supply chain solutions. We're experts in bottom line improvement, global procurement, financial and business growth services. Our most popular service offering is our procurement cost reduction services. We have 200 different areas where we're able to save companies money on products and services that they already buy. So there's really no out-of-pocket cost. We have to actually prove ourselves that we can save that money. With that said, we've been able to save our clientele over 28% across the board. But it's not just about the cost. It's also about quality, deliverability, and reliability that goes into that particular product. So we make sure that all those specifications creates that best value for our client. Some of the other things that we get into are centralizing of procurement departments, writing standard operating procedures, policies and procedures, implementing key performance indicators, introduction of best practices, supporting green procurement audits, as well as procurement audits as it relates to contract purchasing system reviews and ISO standards that are out there.
Great. And now you mentioned that there's two ways that you help companies save money. What are those two ways?
Two ways that we really help them try to save money is we examine the products and services that the company is normally buying. So we'll run a 12-month analysis of the current 12-month spend of our clientele so we can make a determination how we're able to save them money. We'll actually ask them when was the last time they created that bid package and also see that bid package, because that's where we actually introduce the best practices. We introduce some of the best standard operating procedures that are out there, so that way we can drive home that best value for that client. The other piece is really get an understanding of our client's vision, mission, their values, get an understanding of the strategic operations, so that way we can figure out what keeps them up at night, what decisions have they made recently that they need to drive business and try to ascertain some of the issues that they're trying to get to. Or maybe they don't have the staffing in order to get to some of those issues. We're able to help them with that. But it's not just about getting those particular issues to the plate. It's also about bringing in individuals from particular projects. We have hundreds of industry experts that we can bring in on particular projects, some of which have been published in the Wall Street Journal. So that way there we have that particular level of expertise to meet that client demand, which is very important for us. We want to ensure that we exceed this at all times.
Sure. And now, Dan, what type of companies do you work with?
Typically, we've been targeting manufacturers or the healthcare industry as it relates to hospitals, biotech, and pharma companies, as well as financial service firms. With that said, since we have been in business for over 30 years, and we rebranded a couple of times, we've done business with a broad spectrum of companies over a wide array of industries. Some of our active clients include BP Oil, ExxonMobil, Farmers Insurance, State Farm Insurance, Sprint, MetLife, Nobel, and a host of others that we've been able to help them save money throughout their entire spectrum.
Great. And now can you give us a use case of a company that you've worked with and how you help them save money?
Yes, in fact, we have several case studies that are listed on our client site. But one of our most popular was our manufacturing case study. With the recession of 2007, 2008, companies' credit lines were pulled. So banks that were looking to expand business operations, their lines of credit were cut. So we had an instance where this happened to one of the manufacturers that we were working with. Their bank credit line got cut, and then affected their credit rating. So in other words, they were having some issues. When their vendors went to pull their credit reports on their business, they saw this and said, we want net 10 days. The company couldn't have that because of the peaks and valleys that were in their cash flow. So what we were able to do is come in to find some alternative vendors that could actually meet some of the demands on the actual bottom line, because they didn't have enough cash on hand in order to meet this net 10-day delivery. So we found alternative vendors, some of which were able to provide net 30, net 60 days in some of these instances, and the company was able to actually flatline to their actual cash when it was their incoming cash as it relates to when they were selling the product line. And in that particular instance, we were able to save that client $10.5 million over 2 years, which is quite significant for their bottom line. And they were able to apply those savings to other strategic initiatives within their business.
Sure. And now, Dan, how do clients pay for your services?
We have a gain share model. What does that mean? When companies utilize the procurement cost reduction services, we have to actually prove ourselves. That means if we don't get paid unless we save our clientele money. So we actually prepare the bid package, we prepare all the specifications and everything that goes into that bid package, and then we actually document those savings, usually on a quarterly basis or on a monthly basis, depending on what the clientele wants. Now, with that being said, some of our other things, if we're going to write policies and procedures, introduce some best practices, or write or I should say, implement some key performance indicators, we may charge an hourly fixed fee to do some of that stuff, and we can be very amenable to actually write that into our contracts.
Very cool. And Dan, I have one last question for you. Tell us your plans for Above the Standard in the next year. I'm excited to see that launch soon, and I wish you the best of luck with that.
I appreciate it.
And thank you so much for sitting down and meeting with me, Dan.
I appreciate it. Thank you very much for having us today.
Of course. And if you're interested in learning more and connecting with Dan,